There's a camp called Camp Simcha, and it's upstate New York, and it's for kids with cancer. And when I started going there, I would take $100 off my price because I said, these people are doing good work. But as I drove out of the place, I'd be like, why am I even charging these people? But you know what? I just started out and my summer really wasn't filled up, and I just didn't feel like I could give away an evening's worth of entertainment for nothing. So my schedule fills up. And by the way, let me just go back. You said about your wife's parents. So my in-laws, when I asked for my wife's hand in marriage, when I asked for their blessing, my father-in-law looks me in the eyeballs. He says, how are you going to support the wife, my daughter? And I said, I'm going to be an entertainer. Yeah. And he's like, okay, do you have a plan B? Do you have a plan B? And he was so serious. And I said, well, I graduated from, Montclair State College with a degree in broadcasting communications. And if need be, I could, get a job in production, television production, radio production. I know how to edit video and audio, and I could start out as a gaffer or, but then a few years later, I was doing 400, 500 shows a year. He said, well, don't worry about plan B anymore. And so that was very gratifying. So it's nice to have parents and, in that case, grandparents who allow you to follow your dreams. Okay. I'm at Camp Simcha. I have, my schedule fills up during the summertime, and I say to myself, next summer when they call me, no charge. I'm not going to charge them. And I was going up twice a season. I'm going to say, you know what? Both shows, my pleasure, my honor. You're doing fabulous work. So I go up there. A counselor comes up to me, shows me a picture of a kid that I incorporated in my show the previous year. And he said, you made his stay. My goodness, he was about 9. All the kids in the bunk were so happy for him. And I just wanted to let you know that he passed away over the winter, and what a difference you made in his life. So, George, I just went in my car and I cried for the better part of 20 minutes, and I could not catch my breath. It was so, of course, emotional, but what it taught me is the power of human interaction. And that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, the importance of looking people in the eyes, making a connection. So when I'm doing a school show, I tell the kids they have a superpower. You can't fly like Superman. You can't lift boulders like the Hulk, but you can make a person smile. How? By looking them in the eyeballs, by complimenting them, by remembering someone's name that you met weeks earlier, by being a respectful person. And I say, you don't know what type of day a person is having, but your power is you can make another human being's day better and brighter with a smile. So if you walk past someone and you don't look them in the eyeballs and acknowledge them, at least with your eyes, if not with your words, then you're missing a really important opportunity. So that was the summer of 2001. And over the past 16, 17 years, it has been my pleasure and my honor to drive up to Camp Simcha every summer and give them a couple of freebie Simon Says shows. And I'm very proud of the fact that my boys have sort of followed suit. My older son was a swimmer in high school, and he took that passion. And what I would say to people is, if you have a passion, use it towards a charity. It costs you absolutely nothing because it's a passion of yours, so you enjoy doing it. Giving of your time, giving of charity, and should not be a hardship. It should not be something that should be a chore or a job. You should enjoy doing it. So my son ended up swimming. We have no one in our family affected by multiple sclerosis, but my son ended up swimming across the Hudson River with the MS Society for many years and raised thousands and thousands of dollars. He started when he was 8 years old doing that. My younger boy, not only did he swim a couple of times, but he found a homeless shelter in downtown White Plains where we live. And once a month they would organize birthday parties for all the kids that had a birthday that month. And they have a big one-day birthday party. And my son was taking a a page out of his old man's notebook, and he was making balloon animals at the birthday parties, giving of his time for these kids who really don't have a lot, doing that. And I also should mention that my wife, bless her heart, came down with a nasty case of the breast cancer 6 years ago, went through a double mastectomy, but came out on the other side just stronger than ever. And she has done the New York City Triathlon the past 3 years through a charity. You can do it on your own. You can give, I think, $400 to be a member of the New York City Triathlon. But there's also back doors, ways of doing it through charities. And the New York City Triathlon offers you a plethora of worthy charities that you can go to. And she found a charity that helps women going through breast and ovarian cancer. And she's raised, over the past 3 years, over $15,000 for that charity. So how rewarding is that to see my wife go through something so awful, but then have it turn into something so positive? I would say my charity of choice is anything having to do with cancer, and the hope that one day no one will ever have to worry about getting cancer again, hopefully in my lifetime. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
It would be wonderful. And I love those charitable causes. I see that you've got a great big heart, and it's one of the things that I really always want our listeners to hear. I'm probably going to say this 1,000,000 times over. We learn how to contribute so we can make a living, but then we just go out there and give all that we can. And it sounds like you guys are giving a lot. And I really appreciate the time that you have given to this podcast, and really look forward to airing this.
Well, George, it's my pleasure. I was happily surprised when you reached out to me. You are the first person to have reached out to me for a podcast. And I was just, overjoyed to get your initial email and to know that you and your children, your boys, you have 2 boys, is that what it is?
2 boys and 2 girls. The girls weren't there.
Okay. That they enjoyed the show and you enjoyed the show. That's why I do what I do. When people stop enjoying my show, that's when I stop playing Simon Says. So thank you so much for allowing me to be a guest on your show.
Thank you. Everybody else, thank you for listening. We hoped you enjoyed the interview and found useful ideas about things you can do with your kids. Be sure to check the show notes at www.choosethenickel.com for links to names, books, and other resources we discussed in today's show. Also, please subscribe to our newsletter and visit our contact page where you can give us feedback. We invite you to share Choose the Nickel with your friends and join us in our quest to give kids financial freedom.